Hello, welcome to another episode of the Wine and Books podcast. My name is God's Favor and I am your host. How are you guys doing today? For me, honestly, I'm exhausted. Yeah, I'm exhausted. But today, I'm here to relax and talk to you about books. So let's just talk about books, okay? On a lighter note, the pod is getting better. We just got a mic, and I'm hoping and praying that it makes a huge difference. Now, let's get into why we are here. Anytime I see warrior here, is it just me? But it reminds me of this Popo's video. Swear that you don't know why we're here. Well, if you don't know who Popo is a popular Nigerian actor. He's also very known for his hilarious memes on the internet. Enough yapping. Let's get into today's pairings. For this episode, we are pairing A Spell of Good Things by Ayobami Adébáyọ. I'm such a huge fan of her work. She's also the author of Stay With Me. And I think sometime on the pod, we should actually discuss Stay With Me. I really enjoyed reading that book. So we're pairing this lovely book, A Spell of Good Things, with the Foxbrook Moscato white wine. This wine is a sweet wine. It has this fruity taste. It tastes like peach, very light, very refreshing. It also has 10% alcohol. So if this is your vibe, by all means, go for it. So let's do like a little background or a little summary of the story. Okay? Yeah. A Spell of Good Things is a political novel. Yeah, I would like to think of it as a political novel that examines class disparities, social decay, the rot. Did you see my emphasis on the rot in modern Nigeria? We have two main characters. We have Eniola and we have Raola. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. So I think the key is just to pronounce it very fast so people don't understand make a mistake. But yeah. Eniola is a 13-year-old boy whose family slips into abject poverty after his father loses his job as an history teacher. We also have Urola. Urola is a 28-year-old doctor from a very wealthy family. But she's also burdened by family expectations and she's trapped in an abusive relationship. And towards the end of the book, or at the end of the book, I love the way their worlds collided. Remember, these two people are like in different worlds. I love the way at the end their worlds collided. And as soon as I clocked it in, I was like, this author is good though. Hey, I think I've read this book 3 times. Yeah, this is like my third time reading this book. I feel like if you put yourself in a reading slump or you read a book that puts you in a reading slump, these are the kind of books you should read to bring you out of that reading slump. Yeah, I really do enjoy reading this book. I really did enjoy reading this book, first speak nonsense. But yeah, let's discuss key topics in this book. The first one is the elimination of the Nigerian middle class. In this book, Enela's family, we have in Enela's family, we have his mom, his dad, we have Eniola, and then we have Fukola. Eniola's father was an history teacher, like I mentioned, but then I think something happened and they had to lay off 4,000 teachers. Okay. Now, the decision from this government led to 4,000 teachers losing their jobs. And I think the problem we're having in this country is that people cannot draw a straight line from what they are going through as citizens to their leaders. Okay. So people think that these things are separate things, but they are not separate. Okay. The decisions your leaders are making, the reason why we are suffering, I'm telling you, I don't think Nigerian we have middle class anymore. We don't have, right? The middle class is being erased. When that man told us that he's going to, okay, let's not just do politics because I think I get carried away anytime I start talking about Nigeria. But let's just keep it tiny. So yeah, most people cannot draw a straight line from what they are going through as citizens to their leaders. Okay. These things are related, guys. They are related. Because in this book, you see teachers were committing suicide. And I do have a question though. There was a point in this book where Eniola was on his way back from school. His dad's car drove past him. But when he looked inside the car, he saw a strange man driving his dad's car. And he went back home to tell his mom, oh, and she quickly changed topic. So for more context, they were like, the basic average Nigerian home. They could afford to buy a car. They had a car. They could afford to take their kids to good schools, eat 3 square meals, good 3 square meals. Okay, they were eating very well because I remember Enyola's mother had like a timetable for food and all of that. So that context, I wanted to give that context so that when I ask this question, you get like my whole where I'm coming from. Now he went back home to he told his mom, oh, I just saw my dad's car, this one, this one, this one. And the mom just trying changing the topic to, oh, she's there asking about school. Have you done your assignments? Have you done your book? Have you read your book? Something like that. So my question now is, do you think parents should discuss financial issues with their kids? Because at this point they had to sell their dad's car. Okay. I think parents should, instead of hiding and lying and pretending, tell them so that they understand, what is happening, what is going on. It will help them to reduce their expectations, right? They know, oh, things are not going well. Maybe that stuff I was expecting last week, I don't think it's going to happen anymore. Okay, yeah, I think parents should be transparent. But yeah, I'm not a parent yet, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm throwing the question open. What do you think? And another thing I love in this book was I love that this book highlights the beauty of sisterhood. I don't have sisters, but I have friends that are like sisters to me. Like they're so precious to me. Anyway, the universe did me dirty by not giving me a senior staff. Did you ever see Jada sister? Nope. Very good. I love the relationship between Yeye. Yeye is Wurola's mom. I love the relationship between, is it Yeye or Yeye? Yeye's sisters. So Yeye and her sisters. Auntie Biola, the matchmaker. Hey, see the way she was linking her sisters to suitable men. She just reminded me of that matchmaker in this movie. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, The Materialists. You enjoy it if you are into romance. Yeah. Auntie Biola was just linking her sisters to suitable men. And she really meant it when she told her that she would take care of her after her mother's death. Yeah, she meant it. Another thing I kept on wondering while I was reading this book was I kept on asking myself, why didn't any last parents just take these kids to public schools? I mean, you know, if you've read the book, you know that at some point they had to choose between paying school fees for one person. I think they could only afford one person school fees. Not even completely safe. But yeah, I just kept asking myself, why did they not just put them in public school so that the both of them will go? Because, the other person they did not pay for will start feeling somehow, right? To feel like, oh, you guys, you're okay, to start feeling bad. Until I read Abosede's part, I think her POV. Abosede is Eniela's mother. I think she had dyslexia. You know, I think she not like I think, she had dyslexia because the way they described it, letters were flying. And to be very honest, where I learned about dyslexia? There's this Indian movie. I don't know if you know this movie where the boy had dyslexia. Oh my god, that movie made me cry. Oh yeah. So as soon as they described it, it just took me back to that movie, and I was like, this is dyslexia. So I think she quit school. Yeah, no, I think in the book she quit school because her teachers were insulting her, calling her dumb. She was even failing woefully. So she just decided that she wasn't going to go to school and she was going to make sure that she marries a teacher. And her kids got like good education. You see how parents' trauma affects the way they raise their kids, right? So this her trauma, it just affected the way she was raising her kids because she always makes sure that when they come back, they read to their dad, they do their, like, I don't know. But yeah, you just get what I mean. We could also see the same thing in the way he was always storing gold. Now, this reminds me of my grandma, right? My grandma experienced this Nigerian Biafra war. That babe hoards clothes. She'll always hold on to clothes and she'll always hold on to things. And when you ask her why, she'll say, oh, what if another war breaks out? Okay. So you can see the way, trauma affects our lives and the way parents raise their kids with that trauma. My favorite my favorite quote in this book is from Abuside's mom. No, I think that's her grandma. Yeah, Abuside's grandma, the one that was making very nice akara. She said, "What is not yours is not yours, even when you marry the person that has that thing." That baby is a very wise babe. Then we have Enyola's dad. Enyola's dad was a lover boy. Did you guys notice how he was sending Abu Sidi, that's Enyola's mother, a love letter? He was even signing it with his name. Cute. But that man started to piss me off when he left the whole thing to Enyola's mother to carry it alone. I think he was depressed, but Enyola's mother was very patient. This man refused to beg with them. He refused to find another thing doing. He refused to beg their landlord. He was just lying on the bed and staring at the wall. But then he stood up to take the money to the landlord. I get that things did not turn out well. Nobody is praying for bad things to happen. But what did those motivational speakers say? Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Abby? Yes. I know life happens to you. Sometimes you have happened to life, right? I know it's not easy, but him leaving everything to Enyola's mother was not fair. Apostle really loved that man. Hey, she even fought her senior brother because of that man. But yeah, it was very unfair to her though. And there was a point in that book that made me roll my eyes. The landlord insisted he wanted to speak to Enyola's father and not Enyola's mother. This just reminded me of how Lagos landlords will refuse to rent houses to single women. Women will have to pretend they are married, they'll get rings and go out with like a man to this. So this landlords would allow them rent apartments. Misogyny is there for everyone who has eyes to see. Before I go to the new words or the new word or the new words I learned from this book, let me talk about my least favorite character. My least favorite character is Kunle. Kunle is a pretender, an abuser. I feel like he liked Wuraola, maybe because she's the only one that can deal with his bullshit. I don't really know why he liked her, and I think she has been there from the very onset, right? But I also feel like he's using her for his family's political gain. And I knew he was clearly a madman when he made a copy of Wuraola's key to her apartment without her permission. You can imagine the audacity. I also love the way the author was dropping names of books. This babe is a reader. I remember seeing on Black Sister Street, Joys of Motherhood, Helen Habila. I sure took notes of some of the books and I'll be adding them to my library. I also liked Carol the Taylor. I love that she refused to collect rice from politicians. The solution to everything in this country is rice and marriage. You'll be going through a lot as a single woman and somebody's recommending marriage. People are complaining of bad governance and Nigerian government solution is take rice. Busola was my babe. I love that she kept complaining about the king. I'm like, this babe is just like me because I really cannot suffer in silence. These people were flogging Enyola for 9 good terms. And my babe refused to pay it. She was always complaining. Then I also liked Mutara. Mutara is Wuraola's sister. Wuraola's sister. I keep mispronouncing this name. Sorry about that. I love that she's very outspoken. She's very bold. Then I love Yeye, but Yeye is my problem with her was that she was very tribalistic. The way she treated Nonso, she was like, I see that Igbo boy in my house. And I also hated that she did not believe Mutara. I know Mutara lies a lot, but for something as serious as that, she should have taken it more seriously than instead of just dismissing it because she wanted Wurala to marry Kule. And lastly, Eniola. That boy was going through a lot. He was the tallest boy in his class. He wasn't as bright as Busola. The humiliation that boy suffered in this book was a lot. And the ending of this book, I like that people died. I will not be mentioning people that died, right? I want you to read this book if you have not read it. Read it, come back to this episode. I promise you would enjoy this episode more. I like that people died at the end. Don't get me wrong, I liked it because people think politics is a game, right? Politics is not a game. People are dying. And if you think, I don't do politics will do you. Politics will do you regardless. So yeah. So to my new word or new words from this book, I learned I think the first one is Formica. Is it Formica? Formica. It's like a hard plastic that's used for tabletops, and it has this. It's very known for its heat and moisture resistance. I also learned the word floundered. Floundered. It means to struggle to say or continue with something. And this brings me to the end of today's episode on the Wine and Books podcast. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to share what you think with me. And don't forget to share your reviews. The link to the website is on the description box. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Bye.